Now, this video is just devastating. Scenes like this with a home flattened. You see two horses there grazing about 10 feet away as if nothing had happened. What an incredible day in Nash and counties. Horrible. Homes, trees, cars, businesses, no match for the 150-mile-an-hour winds from an EF3 tornado, then thunderstorm that slammed into Nash and counties today. In the last hour, we learned that 16 people were injured, 2 of them with life-threatening injuries. 89 structures were damaged in Nash County. We'll have live team coverage of the storm from the hardest hit areas. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Lena Tillett. From the massive Pfizer facility in Rocky Mount to homes in the small Dortches community, this montage here is just a sample of all the damage we saw today. The storm intensified very quickly, leaving people little time to take cover. WRAL's Ashley Rowe has been on the ground for us for hours today. She kicks off our team coverage tonight. Ashley, this is tough for those families there.
It sure is, Lena and Gerald. We are on Town Hall Road, where at this hour things are quite quiet. A lot of the repair crews and the cleanup crews have gone home for the night. The street lights are back on. I've even seen some power in some people's homes down the road, but the heartache is clear. I mean, you just see from the preview of these trees gives you an indication of the devastation and the cleanup ahead.
From Drone 5, you can see just how the EF3 tornado ripped apart this home on Town Hall Road.
This was the front door originally, but...
Sarah David's family owns this home. Employees of their nearby cemetery business live there. David calls them family. When you look at all of this and you mention that they're like family to you, what goes through your mind?
It's upsetting because this was like their home while they stay here.
The employees were inside the home when the tornado struck. They're all okay.
He ducked down and this fell right in front of him, so he got close to it.
As luck would have it, the house she lives in just across the field barely touched by the tornado. Across the street, 3 homes were damaged or ripped apart. 3 young children hid inside a laundry room to take cover. They too are okay. Barbara and Joe Fuller, who live down the road, came by to offer that family support. You're watching WRAL. You're listening to the meteorologists. You hear the sound of the tornado pass your house. What do you both do?
I'm laying on the couch like, really?
A couple miles away, the tornado did not spare Old Browntown Road either. Trees gone, power lines down.
All of a sudden, me and my sister and my mother, we were looking out the window and there was a debris field that started coming up over the trees in a circular motion.
In Edgecombe County, Sky 5 flew over roofs, ripped apart, torn off. The damage so extensive, this property now looks like a small landfill. 3 people were hurt there, 2 of them with life-threatening injuries from the storm.
So you have heard from the residents. One of Rocky Mount's largest businesses, Pfizer, also experiencing extensive damage. WRAL's Aaron Thomas picks up that part of our team coverage.
Yeah, Ashley, tonight the work far from over outside of the Pfizer pharmaceutical plant. In fact, all those lights that you see illuminating from me, there's actually the police cars that are out here, and then also the line of electric trucks with linemen working to get power restored. Actually, taking a look at this intersection, you can see that there's no power coming from these stoplights tonight. Coming back over here to the Pfizer pharmaceutical plant, it was scary for those witnesses who actually saw that EF3 tornado tearing through this parking lot. Keep in mind, this is the largest employer for the county of Nash. We want to find out what this means for the supply chain and the employees who work here. Sounds like a reasonable reaction at the sight of this. Jacob Pitchford captured the intense EF3 tornado in Nash County while working behind the Pfizer pharmaceutical plant. Wow. Another viewer sharing the force of nature tearing through the facility's parking lot, spinning debris in its path. Sky 5 gives an aerial view, parts of roofs ripped open atop its massive buildings. This image from Google Earth shows how their large facility looked moments before getting damaged. Nash County Sheriff Keith Stone telling WRAL 50,000 pallets of medicine were damaged from the storm today. According to Pfizer's website, the Rocky Mount, North Carolina site is one of the largest sterile injectable facilities in the world. A wide range of products are produced, including anesthesia, anti-infectives, and neuromuscular blockers, to name a few items. More than 400 million units leave the Rocky Mount site annually to help treat patients around the world. We took our questions to City Manager Keith Rogers Jr. about reports of medicine being damaged and about any reports of injuries to employees working at the time.
We have direct communication with our staff at the Pfizer plant. Some information related to the damage will be in the report that we send out this evening.
And that report that the city manager is referring to, I'm told by a city official with Rocky Mount that we should get that incident report sometime within the next hour, hoping it will shed more light about the number of employees who were involved here at the time that this storm hit. Pfizer telling me at this point that all the employees who were here are safe and accounted for. And of course, we're still trying to find out what this means for employees if they have to report for duty tomorrow. Ashley?
Amazing that no one was seriously injured there. Aaron, thank you. Our WRAL meteorologists have been keeping us informed about this severe storm all day long. Mike Mays is standing by in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Mike, it has been striking to see from the ground the path of this storm and the damage.
Yeah, and so you're seeing EF3 damage, Ashley, there on the ground. It was just a rough afternoon for those folks there. And so what we know from the National Weather Service, because they still have the survey team on site, it was an EF3 tornado, top winds estimated 150. The rating for an EF3 ranges from 136 mile per hour winds to 165. This goes down as the fourth strongest tornado on record to hit Nash County. You've got to go all the way back to 1988 in November to see a stronger tornado. That was the Raleigh tornado that moved through North Raleigh and then eventually made its way to Nash County. Still waiting to hear on the impact path, how long it was on the ground, and the width of the tornado. Hopefully, by the time this newscast ends or 11 on WRAL, we'll find that out. If not, it will come out tomorrow. So the radar signature at 1226, there's Dortches, that hook or that you see there, that notch, that's where the tornado was located at 1226. Moving to the northeast, there's Battleboro, the Pfizer plant located right here. And if we put this into motion, by 1239, that's where the tornado was, moving over the Pfizer plant with estimated winds at about 136 miles per hour per our radar estimate you'll see coming up in a moment. And then it weakens as it moves into Halifax County. We have not heard of any damage reports from Halifax County just yet. So velocity data, where we look at the movement of the raindrops inside a thunderstorm, we use this tool whenever we look for tornadoes, showing 107 mile per hour outbound winds and 31 mile per hour inbound winds. There is the circulation at 1233. That's where the Pfizer plant is. The tornado's moving right for it, and the wind shear at that point, 136 miles per hour. So yeah, devastating tornado. And the storms that we were watching earlier today have made their way down east toward the coast, and we still have a threat for severe weather tomorrow, level 1 and 2 threat. That level 2 threat across our southern counties, damaging winds, small hail, and even a tornado threat. And that tornado threat is along our southern counties. Now, coming up in less than 15 minutes, we're going to take a look at Futurecast to see who will see the greatest impact, and it looks like it will be our southern counties.
Just really a remarkable explanation, and it puts it all into perspective for us, what we went through today. Mike, thanks so much. We'll see you in a bit.
Also in the tornado's path today was Bozeman Farms. The watermelon processing plant was severely damaged this afternoon.
Quite the story here. It ripped the roof off the front part of the building. We're told they will have to tear this down. Crates of watermelons stacked in the other half here, and the truck that was supposed to pick up the load overturned in the tornado. The truck driver telling WRAL that he just arrived at the facility when he got the tornado warning on his phone. Another truck driver was with him who became trapped underneath a pile of debris. David Palomino tells WRAL as the debris was flying around him, he grabbed onto a pole and prayed.
So I take one post like that, and my body is lifted out.
Your legs are off the ground?
Yes, off the ground. Everything is fall up around me. Everything.
Wow.
Metals, beans, everything.
Unbelievable. And he's okay. You saw him there. He said the other driver had to go to the hospital. He's expected to be okay, too. Some of the roads near the plant were littered with fallen trees. Mark?
Lena, that's unbelievable. You hear about the snapped poles. Duke Energy dealing with that right now. This evening, this is a new photo in that shows some of the damage out there. And the reason that the power has not been restored as quickly as it has in other storms is because those poles have to be completely replaced, not just restrung. Right here, these are the majority of the outages right now. About 500 customers still in the dark north of 64, west of I-95. And it won't be until tomorrow morning until we see full restoration. Here's where some of the challenges are right now for these crews out there tonight.
We ended up with 22 poles shattered. You know, that's the challenge here. This isn't just down lines. You know, you've replacing a pole is much more challenging than feeding a new line. It takes specialized equipment, bigger crews.
Hurricanes and snow events, those crews can get ahead of the storms. With this, he says that it's really reactionary. These now having to get people from all over the state into that one location in Nash County to make some of these repairs. Back to you.
Yeah, they jumped into action quickly today. Thank you, Mark. Be sure you have the WRAL weather app loaded on your phone. This is the best way to make sure you get the alerts for your area when severe weather threatens.